everyone, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters. Well, are you guys ready for some more exciting 3D printer action? I certainly am. Our friends over at Cetus 3D, the people who were kind enough to get us our original 3D printer, have a brand new one that has just been released. And this is the Cetus 3D Mark III, excuse me. And it's got a whole host of new features. First of all, we have a much taller extended top here. The little one back there only stopped right about here. And even with that little one, many of you may have seen, may have not, we were able to go ahead and print this entire T-Rex model all on that little tiny one. So think about how big we can print with this one right here. It's also got a whole bunch of things that it's going to be expandable in the near future. And what I mean by that is they've installed a completely brand new board inside of here. And there's going to be some options that are going to be available in the near future. There's going to be a 220 watt power supply available very soon. That means we'll be able to change the head out and it'll be able to print ABS. Right now it prints on PLA plastic. It'll also have an expanded and heated bed available too when all that stuff is released. And these are all very, very soon to come out. And so you'll get a bigger bed, be able to print even bigger items, plus the heated bed. I've heard a few people, I have to admit, I am not an expert on 3D printing. They sent this out and they just said, just play with it, have fun with it. And I said, you know, I know just a little bit about 3D printing. And that was perfect for them. They said, we want to get out to the average person out there and just go out and have some fun. So from what I understand, the heated bed is going to have better adhesion, is going to have better adhesion to the piece, so you have less likely to get knocked off and lose it while you're printing. A few times when I was printing the ribs, because the ribs were so long and they would hang over like this, it got bumped, and unfortunately I had to reprint the ribs once on it. But very excited because we have this much taller piece right here, plus all the upgrades. It also has a few other things. It's got some more sensors on it now that give it a better parameters as it's running. So it's got some really cool stuff and a lot of cool stuff coming. So, like I said, they just told me, they sent it to me. I built it. It took a grand total of about 5 minutes to put together, and that was mainly just attaching this arm right here, and the head came all together. All we had to do was just attach the very bottom on it. Less than 5 minutes. I've gone ahead and I've downloaded all of the software. That was super simple too. There's a catalog now, or excuse me, an instruction booklet that has some very clear instructions with that. Yeah, I know the original Mark II that we got, it was all on the internet and you had to find it all right, but now there's an instruction booklet, very clear and concise. Go right to town on it and it's very easy to take care of. Now I've downloaded the software. And it's actually an updated software that if you have a Mark II, the Mark II will also run on it too. So what we'll do is I'm going to show you a brief overlay of how the software works. We'll show you a little bit of the printer. I'm going to start printing something. We're going to print something kind of large, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes since we have the extra space. And then what we'll do is we'll probably come back and revisit it in another video because we're going to print something really large that's going to take quite a bit of time on it. So think about it, if we can print this large on the little guy back there, what are we going to do with this one? So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got 3 big rolls of PLA plastic, so we're ready to go and very excited. So let's get started. The first thing I thought I would do is just go over with you guys how the software works. In fact, one of the main questions I get here in my store when people see the 3D printer going is how the software and how difficult it is. And it actually is very easy. First of all, you download the software right off of Cetus's website. There's a little link inside the book. You just go on there, download it. It's quick and easy enough. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to this button right here that's up, and it's actually called Up Software. And what you'll do is you'll get this big rectangle cube, or rectangle box, we'll call it. And what this represents is this is the entire area that you can print in, and it knows the size of your printer. So this new software will actually work with the Cetus 2. In fact, when I plug the Cetus 2 in, it immediately shrinks the box down because it knows it's a smaller print area. And this box is completely, you know, manipulable. You can just flip it around, do all kinds of things with it. But what we're going to do is we've already gone on to Thingiverse and downloaded a free piece of software of the T-Rex again. And I'm going to use that again. This is because you guys remember that from the last time. But now, because we have the bigger area, we can print a much larger one. So we'll go over to this plus button and then hit this button right here, which is we're going to add something. We're going to go over to our file for the T-Rex. And right off the top, okay, here's the upper part of the jaw and the head. And you can manipulate it. You can see it all in there. It's ready to print. But what we're going to do is we're going to make it a lot bigger. So you want to go up into this area in here and click on that. And that's your scale button. And with this, you can make it as big as you want. Now, obviously, it's outside the print bed right there. But let's make it to right about there. And then what you can do is you want to rotate it around and just make sure that it doesn't go outside of the print lines anywhere. And as long as it doesn't do that, you are good to print it. So let's see, checking all the edges. I think this is probably about as big as we can make it. And that's it. It's ready to go. It's going to print just like this. And then it's very simple. All you're going to have to do is you go over here, you initialize your printer with the first time, which we've actually already done already. So the printer is ready up here. And all we have to do is hit print. Now, when it comes up to the print area, you're going to get this infill, and what this will basically tell you is you can do it like a 13% fill, a 15, all the way up to 99%, which means it's going to be a real dense object to print. Now, if you want something real sturdy and, you know, hard wearing, do it that way. It's going to take a lot longer time to print. What we'll probably do for this T-Rex is probably just do it on the 15%. It does not affect the outer surface of the whatever you're printing, just the inner side, just the webbing inside of it. So we'll do the 13. That's what I've been kind of printing right along. You can control the layer thickness, and there is a 0.1 millimeter, 0.15, 0.2. 0.1 is probably one of the best. You know, it's going to get it's going to be the finest that you're going to be able to get out of it. And then the print quality, there is fine, fast, and normal. I like doing normal. Fine might give you a little bit better texture, but honestly, it's going to take a lot longer to print because it's really, you know, just analyzing every little bit. And then after that, after you got that all set up, and these settings will remain the same. So once you got the settings you like, they'll stay on there just the way they are. And then it's just as easy as hitting print. And what happens now is you'll see up here in the corner, my computer is actually slicing up the different layers of the whatever you're going to print. And there's 2,763 layers it's chopping up. It's going to chop them all up. It is going to send them through the cable to the printer. Once it says that, once it's done slicing, it'll say up on the top there that it's sending. It'll take maybe about 3, 4, or 5 minutes, depending on how big the item is, to send it to the printer. And once it says that, it'll turn on and say it's ready to print, and it'll start printing. And this thing right here will start heating up the heating element. Once it does that, you can pretty much disconnect it from your computer and go on and do other things with your computer. The computer does not need to be hooked up to the printer at all times. The printer stores everything inside its memory and just will print and print and print until it's done. So now, this is going to take a little bit of time. What I'll do is I'll come back in a few minutes and let you know how long this is going to take to print. Okay, it took about 10 minutes to upload the file to the computer, or to the printer, excuse me. And this is the screen you'll get right here. It'll say that it's going to take 61 hours, 47 minutes, 16 seconds to print this, and use 380 grams of PLA filament. And it's already going up here on the top. You see it's already heated up to 100%, and it's already done 5 layers of the print already out of about 2,700. Now, obviously, 61 hours seems like a long time, and it is, because this is a massive piece we're about to print. So it's going to take all of 2.5 days. But I thought I'd give you an idea that how big you can go, especially with this thing. But the best part of all is you just turn it on, walk away. It's going to be running in the background of the store just for the next couple of days. And one day I'll walk in the morning and I will have a giant T-Rex head sitting on the platform. So As you just heard, the printer wanted to give you guys an idea how loud it was, and it's actually fairly quiet. It's something that you could put in a separate room and you wouldn't hear it more than likely in the rest of the house. It's just started printing those first couple of layers. Obviously we have a lot more to go, but this gives you an idea what it's like in action. Thought I'd give you another little sneak peek here, kind of. A friend of mine that comes in the store all the time who has the exact same 3D printer. He just got his Mark III just about a day before I did. And he also went ahead and bought the Whitewood Abbey. It's like a 3D building set that's designed for wargaming, or if you wanted to make diorama. It's going to be a complete medieval village. And this is one of the very first pieces that he printed out. This is or half the piece. This is only half of the stable, but this is the stable that he printed. Now he printed it out in a couple of different pieces here, and those doors aren't attached yet. But you can see how the printer printed all of this stuff up. And the way it's designed, it prints both the inside and the outside of the piece. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you're interested in this, it's like I said, it's called Whitewood Abbey. And you can see some of the other buildings, some really cool stuff. This was another cool print that it made up right here, this wooden roof. And they've designed it all to kind of just fit and drop into itself. So this thing is going to build up double the size that it is right here. Plus there's a gatehouse and a church and all these other buildings that are just incredibly detailed with interiors and everything on it. And like I said, he was able to knock this out. I think he told me it took a grand total of about 36 hours to print all of these up right here. So not too bad. He's working on the other side of it right now, that hopefully when we do the update on the T-Rex, we might have the rest of that done, or he might have the rest of that done that he can bring in, and we can show you what it looks like. So lots and lots of cool stuff you're going to be able to do with 3D printers. Well, there you go, guys. There's a quick rundown on how easy it is to operate these 3D printers. And honestly, 3D printing is going to be completely revolutionizing, in my opinion, modeling down the road. It's just going to get better and better and better, and it's just an incredible process. Now we've got ours two running back there. I probably won't do a full video like this showing what we actually knock it out. Next time I do a live video, I'll include, you know, what we've been working on with it right there. But definitely take a look at their website. It's cetus3d.com. See what, you know, just give it a peruse basically and see what you think about it. I've been using that other one now for over a year, and it's been rock steady, and having the new one with the bigger and all the other components that are going to be coming out for it is a definite plus for it. So hey, I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and please stay tuned because we have many more videos coming.